Good morning. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you. This Christmas morning, Christmas Sunday morning, 2022. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Pastor Fernando Hernandez. Pastor Chris is helping me make this video. We pastor over a ministry called Alive Again. We're pastors at the Dream Center, Men's Central Jail, and a recovery home called the Hoving Home for Women. And God has just given us a place with people that are desperate, people that are broken, and they're recovering their lives. Well, it's Christmas morning, and we just wanted to come and give you a greeting, give you a quick word of encouragement. And listen, we have a full Christmas morning sermon that you can find on my timeline, Fernando Hernandez. You look me up on Facebook, you'll see it on my timeline. The way you know it's me is there's a picture of me preaching. It's a picture at the Dream Center, and I'm a drummer. Picture of me on my drums. You see them both, you go, that's the guy I'm looking for. You can watch the full video. But we're just going to give you just a little moment of this. We just want to give you a greeting. And we want to tell you that the message of Christmas for you, we pray this message, a couple of minutes of your time will bless you and give you the real meaning of Christmas. And we call this With Us is God. Can you guys say that with me? With us is God. Why is that? You know, in the story of Christmas, in Matthew chapter 1, verse 22, it makes an interesting statement. It says, all this took place. All what took place? Something happened that took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. Well, verse 1 through verse 22 gives you the birth of Jesus, all the details of the birth of Jesus. And it said all of the birth of Jesus, all of the details, they took place. All of that, the birth of Jesus Christ himself, took place to fulfill what the Lord said through the prophet in Isaiah. This is what the prophet said. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. And what he was saying is when Jesus was born, it fulfilled an Old Testament prophecy. And the prophecy was that there'd be a virgin birth, and you would call that the baby that was born, you would call him Emmanuel, or God with us. And that word Emmanuel literally means with us is God. So when you see God in your life, he came into your life, says everything that happened about the birth of Jesus, why we celebrate Christmas, you know, we're doing it today on December 25th, all of that, the history of that happened for one reason, to fulfill the promise that God would be born into the world and that God would be with us. With us is God. Literally, it says you'll call him. His name will be Emmanuel, meaning God with us. Literally, with us is God. In the Hebrew language, doesn't even have the word is. That's put in parentheses. Literally, it's with us, God. Wherever you go, with you, God. God is with you. And that's the message we want to leave you today. Just on Christmas morning, may this be a gift that gives you hope. May you know that God is with you. Several years ago when I was a kid, I was in trouble with the law. I was taken away from my home. I was in juvenile hall. I was sent away for a while. And in juvenile hall, I was there on Christmas Day. As a 14-year-old, I had to spend Thanksgiving in there and holidays, and I was in there on Christmas morning. And I remember I'd become like a trustee. I could walk around and go on my own, and I was like sweeping floors and cleaning toilets and stuff, and it just earned me rewards. I became a trustee, and I went to the chapel that morning. On Christmas morning, by myself, I was able to take a walk. On Christmas morning, my family's all at home doing Christmas. I'm by myself. But I went to a chapel there, and I got on my knees, and I said, happy birthday, Jesus. I knew it was his birthday. My mother called him Diosito in Spanish. And all of a sudden, there was a hand tapped me like on my shoulder. I looked up, and it was a deputy. And he goes, Hernandez. I go, yeah. My last name's Hernandez. He goes, you're going home for the day. Come on. I'm like, what? My brother was a probation officer. He worked out with the judge that I could go home on Christmas Day. I went home for Christmas Day. I spent the day with my mother, with my family. It was wonderful. Being locked up to be released for one day. At night, I had to go back. Nobody believed me. They go, where were you all day? Man, I went home. I go, no, you didn't. Nobody goes home. But I knew I had gone home. But here's what I knew more than that. I knew that I got the message to go home when I got on my knees before God. That day, at 14 years old, I knew that God was with me. In juvenile hall, with me, God. With me was God. The kicker and the crazy part is now as an adult, I get to go into jail and preach to inmates, tell them what God did for me. I've gone back to that same juvenile hall. I stood in that same chapel, and I told them the same story that I'm telling you. With you is God. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Remember, you can find the entire sermon on my timeline, Fernando Hernandez. Look, if you got encouraged by this, click like at the end of this video on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. You can tune in to these we put many versions of our sermons on YouTube, just so you can just grab a little nugget. But you can watch the whole video on Facebook Live on my timeline. God bless you all. Merry Christmas. Thank you for watching.
God bless you. Merry Christmas,
Thank you, Pastor
everyone.
Kristen. Merry Christmas,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.